name's Karen. I'm the host of Thriving Talk, and today in my kitchen, I'm gonna make some cheddar cheese chowder. Come check it out. To start with, I'm gonna use some dehydrated potato chunks. Take a look at that. All right, and I'm using dehydrated because it'll keep its shape better. There is freeze-dried dices, but for this I want to use the dehydrated. So I'm just going to dump it in to some water in a pot. Then I'm going to add some dehydrated carrots. Now these are diced carrots. The reason why I'm using dehydrated is because if you try to freeze dry carrots, they turn white, and that's kind of not visually appealing for what people are wanting in their food. So I'm going to use these. I'm going to just dump them in. So take a look at this. Nice little celery. I don't know about you, but my family never gets through a whole stalk of celery or a bag of celery. So it's really nice to have freeze-dried where I can just take out what I need and the rest is good in the pantry and not going bad. So I'm just going to add this. I'm going to add some salt and pepper. So I'm going to turn on the stove now. And we just want to warm this up so that the carrots and potatoes soften and the flavors just kind of merge together. So let's take a little look at what that's like in here. Okay, so we're gonna let that simmer for a little bit. Now we're gonna make a roux for this. Okay, so I have some butter and I'm just going to melt this in a pot here. Once this butter melts completely, then I'm gonna add in some gluten-free flour from Thrive Life to make kind of a paste. And then I'm gonna add milk. So this is Thrive Life milk. I just put it in the blender to help mix it up, and I thought it would be easy for pouring it. So it's just in the blender. 4 cups of milk. Almost melted. So I'm gonna add the flour. And this roux is going to make the chowder nice and creamy. All right, so take a look at that. See how it's kind of pasty? That's what we're looking for. Now we're gonna add some milk. That's gonna really change the texture. Just slowly pour it in and mix it so it's nice and even, it doesn't get too clumpy. There we go. Once it starts to kind of mix in okay, then you can add more easily. So that's all the milk. Now we're gonna add cheese. So if you haven't seen freeze-dried cheese before, it's pretty interesting. I only had 2 cups of cheddar cheese, so I needed 2 more cups, so I had to pull out my freeze-dried cheese. So this is my regular grated cheese from the store. I'm just going to put that in, and then I'll show you the freeze-dried stuff because that's pretty cool. So take a look at this. So this was freeze-dried. I put some water in. There's a little bit extra water at the bottom, but that's okay. And it's just absorbing it. I could just throw this in the liquid like it is, but I did want to refresh it first. So it's just your preference. But this will melt. It'll be awesome. So let's add that in. Okay, and then we just mix this gently until all the cheese melts and it becomes a nice cheesy sauce to put into the soup. So while that's still melting, I'm going to add some diced ham that I have that I had in my freezer. This is 2 cups worth. I'm just going to add it to the soup pot. Come take a look. And here's my cheese sauce. See how it's melting? So we just gotta keep mixing that so it melts nicely. Now the reason why I'm using some of my freeze-dried products are because it's so convenient. I can just grab what I need. I don't have to wash and chop, and it's just ready when I need it. And like I mentioned with the celery, I just grab what I need and the rest goes in the pantry. It's really great. Potatoes, I don't have to peel them and chop them. This just makes it a lot easier. I also like to use the freeze-dried food because it actually locks in the nutrients. So the dehydrated ones don't lock in as much nutrients, but the freeze-dried ones, they lock in a lot of nutrients, about 98%. So it's pretty hard to get healthier than that. The nutrition of these ingredients is extremely high. All right, let's take a look at the sauce. It's looking great. You see that? Ooh, it's heavy. Look at that. All right, so I am going to just dump this into here and mix it in. All right, so let's take a look. See what's going on in my pot over here. Okay, look at that, nice and creamy. The celery is still a little, what I call fluffy. It'll get a little less fluffy as it simmers a little bit more. You could eat it just like that, but yeah, so you can see there's still a little bit of cheese. It needs a little bit more melting. It'll melt as it simmers. But this soup is one of the favorites of my family, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. So did you know that you can Thrivealize pretty much any recipe that you and your family like? It's easy to just incorporate the ingredients that you need, and it'll make your meal prep a whole lot easier. Thank you so much for watching me and joining me in my kitchen, and until next time, bye!